Good morning, candidates. We are going to discuss about deposit schemes. We are going to discuss about deposit schemes. My Telegram ID is 72020. So this you keep it with you so that if you are not member of my Telegram group, kindly you can join my group and you will get my phone number etc in the YouTube below YouTube itself so that you can always get in touch with me. Let us discuss about deposit schemes. See, banking means accepting deposits from the public and making advances to others. This is very important from the angle of interview where you must be able to tell briefly banking means accepting deposits from the public and making advances to others. Deposit mobilization is one of the important functions of banks because without deposits, bank cannot increase its advances. So the deposit mobilization is one of the important functions of the bank. Savings of the people and funds from business enterprises. See, what is collected in deposits is savings of the people, say citizens, and also funds from business enterprises. Business enterprises normally they keep the money in, say, current account. The main source of banks for uh, mobilization of funds, main source is what is deposits because it has capital which it can use for making advances to others. Plus, this deposit is the main source for the banks. Earnings of others as deposits in banks are safe in the hands of the banks. That is, people keep money in banks because their money is safe in the hands of the bank. That is why people go and deposit money. However, nowadays the rate of interest has come down very low, 5.40, etc. Savings bank, I think they pay only 2.75% interest. It differs from bank to bank. Next is this is a picture about savings bank deposit. You see about money being saved. Say you can have the accounts, the name of yourself, your wife, your children, and then start saving money. Deposit schemes they are meant for small savers. Savings bank deposit is meant for small savers primarily. That is those who are working as a say in government office or private office or personally जो saving करना चाहते हैं for them it is useful. Then in the case of savings bank there are restrictions on withdrawals. When you draw more than the allowed number of withdrawals, charges will be levied. The payment will not be disapproved. And minimum balance is 500 it was, but now I think it is 1000. It differs from banks to bank. For example, banks like ICICI, HDFC and all, they do insist on 10,000 rupees as minimum balance. However, here we should remember about BSBDA, Basic Savings Bank Deposit Account, where it is also known as a no frill account, where minimum balance is not prescribed, and a bank like State Bank has recently told there is no need for any minimum balance to be kept in savings bank account. Interest at 2.75% per annum. A few banks offer higher interest rate for depositors having aggregate deposits of over 1 lakh. It depends on the bank. Some banks may offer higher interest rate also in the savings bank. In the case of savings bank, there is no overdraft facility. It can be sanctioned, though, for example, in Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, people are eligible for overdraft of 10,000 rupees after a lapse of time. ATM cards are available, net banking and mobile banking facility is available. So people who open savings bank account, the moment they go for opening a savings bank account, they have to fill in the opening form, then give their signature, they have to give photograph, they have to give address proof, ID proof like Aadhaar card, etc., and a PAN card, and then with that they open a bank account. Without PAN card also you can open. Once you open, they will give you a passbook and they will also give you an ATM card, that is also known as debit card. Using that, you can withdraw money from ATMs. And some banks, they do give net banking immediately, and mobile banking ID, it's a guidance about that they give you immediately. In the case of savings bank account, checks are collected. Yeah, in a recurring deposit account, normally we don't collect checks. In a fixed deposit account, we don't collect checks. But in a savings bank account, we do collect checks, checks which are in the name of the account holder. In the case of deposit schemes, nomination facility is available. What is nomination? When A opens an account and he nominates B, his wife or his son or daughter as nominee, in the event of death of A, on production of death certificate, etc., properly, the money will go to the nominee B. And the nomination can be only in name of one person, excepting in the case of safe deposit lockers, where the lockers are in two names, you can have two people nominated for that. In the case of savings bank account, as I told you, passbook is issued. Introduction normally sought by banks, but nowadays they don't insist. Nowadays they don't insist. Fulfilling of KYC norms is a must. KYC means know your customer. The banker will ask for Aadhaar card. Mainly nowadays they take Aadhaar card, then any one or two driving license which has a photograph, which has details about your address also. Savings bank facility is available with post offices also. Just as banks are giving savings bank facilities, post offices also have savings bank facility. Their minimum balance may be less. Account can be closed after 1 year. In case of early closure, a service charge rupees 100 will be levied. This I noted earlier. Service charges are subject to change. Every 6 months or so, they review the service charges and they change it. In the case of savings bank, main advantage is you can deposit extra cash you have with you. You can get the checks collected through your account. You can make payment through that account. You can use the ATM card for purchase of goods through online purchase or in a shop. All these things can be done. And in the check you are issuing, you can even stop payment of check. All those things can be done. For everything, they will make charges. Now, the next deposit schemes is current account. A current account is generally opened by business people for convenience. For example, businessmen would like to have a record of transactions made in their account. Earlier, before introduction of this online banking and all, only check was used for making payment, and they will make an entry of all the debits, my checks issued by them to have an account. Money can be withdrawn and deposited at any time. That means during office hours, of course. Don't go and ask after the branch is closed. Withdrawal is possible only by means of checks. Or you can also use, say, online banking for withdrawing money, transferring to somebody. Yeah. No interest is paid by the bank. In the case of savings bank account, no interest is paid by the bank. That's very important. On the contrary, service charges are levied by the bank depending on the number of entries. The basic privileges customers can enjoy are overdraft facility in times of emergency. If a businessman needs overdraft, that is more than what he has balance in the account, he can request for overdraft, temporary overdraft. Other facilities like collection of checks, transfer of money and rendering agency and other general utility services can be had in savings bank, in current account. So this is about current account. And yeah, normally banker charges interest on overdraft on day-to-day basis. Current account holders must keep a minimum balance of 5,000 or 10,000 to keep the account running. It varies from bank to bank, and especially nowadays it would have changed also. And where supposing you go for an interview of Central Bank of India, you go to the website of Central Bank of India and get to know the details regarding minimum balance, interest rate, etc. If this minimum is not maintained, charges would be charged periodically. The charges also, it varies from bank to bank. Banks send statement of account to customers every month. Banks prepare statement of account and they give it to you. But of course, nowadays with the online banking facility, the customer himself can take the statement. As deposits here are to be paid on demand, banker should keep a minimum cash reserve. So this is, of course, banker cannot utilize all the funds that are available in savings bank because anytime they can come and ask for the money. That is why cash reserve ratio of 3% is now insisted upon. Now next deposit scheme is recurring deposit account. This is one form of time deposits to encourage monthly savings for salaried people and all. Every month you can deposit some money every month. So that is known as recurring deposit. Depositors save and deposit regularly every month so that they are assured of a sizable amount at a later period in order to meet a contingent expenses. Supposing you want to open a recurring deposit, say 1000 rupees per month for 2 years, you have to remit 1000 rupees every month, and if you default they may charge some penalty, and at the end of the 24 months you will get the money remitted by you along with interest rate applicable for the 24 months period time deposits as on the date of opening of the deposit account. It's very popular type of account among all classes of people, especially salaried class, because we can't save 10,000 immediately per month. So what we can do, we can save 500 rupees, 1000 rupees like that every month you can save. Deposit works on the maxim, little drops of water make big ocean. Here, it is only on the concept that you start saving money, afterwards a small amount will become a big amount when you are really in need of it. Maybe for your child's school fees or ready-made dress cost or books cost, etc. Any person can open this account, can have more than one account at a time, can be opened in joint names as well. Like savings bank, you can have the account in the name of 3, 4 people also. It depends. Anyone or survivors or survivor, you can have it. Or if you want to open in two people name, either or survivor A and B, then former or survivor A alone as long as he is alive. Only on his death, B gets the right to operate the account. This is one form of time deposit to encourage monthly savings. Yeah. There are variable deposit schemes also. Variable deposit schemes is some banks have a scheme of say before that this point comes maybe open for monthly installments in sums of rupees 100 or in multiples of 100. The number of monthly installments may vary from sometimes 6 months, sometimes 12 months to 120 months. The total amount is repayable with interest with quarterly compounding. Recurring deposit holder can get a loan on the security of recurring deposit. Banker may grant 75. No, now it is different. Now I think they are being paid 90% of the total amount paid as loan, and interest of 1% over the recurring deposit is charged. Accounts are transferable from one branch to another. Rate of interest is similar to that of fixed deposit, but it is compounded quarterly. There is a scheme known as variable deposit scheme where initially you are having a deposit for 500. Subsequently, you can revise it to 1000 also or any amount of your choice. Interest application, quarterly compounding, salient features. A recurring deposit with the option of varying the monthly installment is called variable recurring deposit. Minimum amount initial deposit of rupees 25 in multiples of 25 up to a maximum of rupees 1 lakh. It can change now also. Check up from your bank's website what is the latest one. Minimum period 12 months, maximum period 120 months. So I think some banks do open for 6 months. Other requirements, yeah. Nomination is there, foreclosure facility is there. Interest will be paid on the balance between 10th and last day. TDS is applicable. Now about fixed deposit, repayable after a specific time period, term or time or fixed deposits. It can be foreclosed. Normally, banks pay interest rate applicable for the period of deposit without penalty when the deposit is less than rupees 5 lakhs. But again, there can be changes in this rule. Check up as on the date of appearing for interview. What is the rule? Interest payable varies depending on period of deposit and supposing in the case of foreclosure based on the period for which it has run. Possibility of monthly payment, yeah. If you allow the interest, not you don't ask for interest for 2 months. From the third month, you can get every month. Otherwise, interest is paid quarterly, and nomination facility is available as in the case of savings bank. In, interest application quarterly, salient feature time deposit for fixed deposit to earn interest with easy liquidity. Fixed deposit means see, you cannot draw immediately by sitting at home, but you have to go to the branch and then get it done. But nowadays you can have fixed deposits online also. You can close it from the house itself. Minimum amount 1000, maximum amount no maximum. Minimum period 7 days. Minimum amount rupees 1 lakh for 7 to 14 days deposit. Maximum normally 10 years. Other requirements say quarterly interest is paid. Automatic renewal. Nowadays banks allow automatic renewal facility. If you have opened a deposit for 1 year, on after 1 year when the deposit matures, it will be further renewed. Loan or nomination or pre-closure facilities are available. Yeah. Reinvestment plan deposit. Um, yeah, getting delayed. Reinvestment plan means interest on term deposit earns interest quarterly. Interest rate is similar to fixed deposits. However, interest is paid compounded quarterly. It is suitable for persons who do not need the interest from deposit for day-to-day expenses. Some people may need the interest out of the fixed deposit for spending. Some people may not like it. They would like it to be compounded. Yeah, deposit schemes, the prescribed application forms are there. Banks take the specimen signature. Sometimes letter of introduction was insisted earlier. Nowadays they don't insist. The bank, if in case of big accounts and all, bankers will have an interview with you for opening of the account. Then the deposit holders can give a mandate in favor of another person for operating of the account. The safety of deposit is the main reason for which people keep money in banks. Bank deposits up to rupees 5 lakhs per individual is guaranteed by Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation. The accounts are transferable from one branch to another also. But of course, nowadays with core banking solution, there is no need for you to get the account transferred. Nowadays, internet banking has come. Banks allow their customers to operate the accounts through internet banking. Transfer of funds, deposit creation, closure, etc. can be done through internet banking itself. Phone banking facility is also offered by banks for operating accounts. Interest rate offered is at the discretion. I mean, in the case of fixed deposit, savings bank, etc., interest rate that is offered is at the discretion of individual bank. Asset liability management committee of the banks decide on the rate of interest offered on deposits. In that ALM, normally executives, let's say executive director or managing director and other general managers will be members of that ALM. They will find how much money we need. Do we need monies immediately for lending and other purposes? And if they need more money quickly, they will raise the interest rate. If they don't require money, they will reduce the interest rate. This is being done by the banks periodically and also based on repo rate being changed now and then by Reserve Bank of India. Thank you. This is one of the videos like this. I will post on different topics like this for on these banking purposes so that it will be useful for candidates appearing for interview. That is the idea.